The Glavan Ford Locker Room Show takes a look inside of Clay Center Tiger football once again as we're joined by the final three seniors to join us on the Locker Room Show. Guys, we'll let you introduce yourselves and who your parents are to start with.
My name is Colton Tadman, my dad is Justin Tadman, and my mom is Katie Tadman.
I'm Brody Melius. My parents are April and Jamie Melius.
My name is Dalton McCann. My father is Justin McCann. My mother is Angela Brubaker.
And I'll have it go back to Colton real quickly because you've had to step into a more major role than the season began. And I will say you've done yeoman's type work. I mean, you've done a great job. I mentioned to Coach Henry the first game that you just managed the game and the victory. The last game you were called on to make some plays. Talk about stepping in for Cole and taking over the helm of a team that's in the playoff hunt right now.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Coming into the year, I knew that'd be my role. If Cole went down, I'm going in. And, it's a big responsibility, but it's something that I think I could handle. And, obviously Cole's one of my best friends. I'm happy to back him up, and I'm glad he's coming back this week.
You guys have been beat up with injuries, Brody, through the season. Talk about the adjustments you guys have had to make. You've had to be called on more on defense than maybe you planned on to begin. And again, you guys are stepping up and making plays. Talk about being called on for some different assignments than you planned on maybe.
Yeah, at the beginning I wasn't really expecting to be on defense as much as I am now, but Coach called my number and I got to make a play whenever we moved Levi Kramer back to linebacker, and he's doing a great job. And
yeah, I agree. It's putting the pieces to the puzzle together. You guys keep doing that. Dalton, you're the same way. I know big on special teams, but you were out there on the defensive backfield, and now you're having to step up. You made a great play last week to contain and stop them on a big play in the first half. Talk about your responsibilities, I guess, and kind of to go along with what these guys said.
So yeah, really my responsibilities are keep the outside and stuff and make sure nothing gets over the top, and just be ready if anyone decides to cramp or need a break.
You bet. You guys have had a season that I know it's not exactly what you wanted to see happen because you've had some losses, but your losses have been to teams outside the district, outside of Rock Creek. They've been to state-ranked teams, all of them. And now you take on a Marysville Bulldog team with big implications for the postseason. What are the things you guys have talked about this week as far as stopping Marysville? We'll talk defense first.
Well, I think mostly on defense. It's just more stopping the run game inside of the box because Marysville is a flex-bone team, so they're heavy run, and they have a big fullback, and their quarterback's fast and physical.
Yeah, Brody, for you on the offensive side of the football, making space for the guys out of the backfield, what are some things, some schemes? And I know you had to really change your offense when Colton came in and took over at quarterback, some changes as far as Isaac being out for a little bit, went from that spread, let's throw it down the field offense to more of a tighter offense. Is that what you're kind of staying with right now, or do you have both possibilities to go with?
Yeah, we're going to open the playbook up a little bit more, and hopefully we can take some shots downfield, and if not, we'll just run it up their throat.
How tough is it as an offensive lineman week in and week out to prepare for teams? And I don't think a lot of people that don't really look into football understand how smart you guys have to be on the reads and different things. How has that been getting accustomed for you in a every night role?
Yeah, practice, we go through the different fronts that the defense might have and the different adjustments there is, like with the tight end, or we got a couple plays where we go inside once and then outside a different time, and we just got to know what we're doing and protect the quarterback and the running backs.
It really is a lot. Colton, for you, we mentioned stepping in as QB1 after Cole went down with an injury. You had to be prepared day in and day out and not taking the field on Friday night. How tough is that to have that mindset? I have a feeling you're a guy that's always prepared, but what's it like for you to have to prepare and know you may not get in on the field?
Yeah, I just want what's best for the team, and if that's me playing or whether that's Cole playing, and obviously Cole's not 100%, but if he has to go down again, I'll go right back in, ready to go, and that's just credit to film study and practice and every day going at it.
Yeah, it's great stuff. Senior night, guys, is that sunk in that Friday night will be potentially the final home game, at least the regular season game. Colton, have you guys talked about it at all?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it at practice. Obviously, we don't want it to be, down the road or even next week. We want to be back in Clay Center, But yeah, I mean, it's a big deal. It's an emotional deal, It's could be final home game, last time up the hill. Coach Henry always preaches, the hill is historic. That's where all the years of Tiger football have gone down, and we'd like to keep going. So,
absolutely, guys. Great year. I know the wins and losses sometimes people make way too much of that, but you've won the games you really need to, and you've got one more to go win on Friday night. Great work this year. It's our seniors here on the Glavan Ford Locker Room Show.